Yep, it's TMZ Verified, the podcast. I'm Wild.
I'm Stephanie.
I'm Jacob.
We have so much to talk about. Okay,
much to
first
talk
of all, this is
about.
our first episode, people. Woo! Yes, make some noise. I feel like we need, I don't know, shots. Okay, I'm joking. I don't know what we need.
music.
We
I'm
need
still at work,
something.
man. I still gotta go do stories and stuff after
Okay.
this.
I know, no, we have a lot to get into today. We got the man himself joining us later, Mr. Nipples. You've seen his nipples on the Instagram. You
Harry
probably think half of his
Jowsey.
body.
Sorry, is that a new nickname? Is that
Mr.
what-
Nipple.
Yeah.
It's everyone's problematic fave. Harry Jowsey is joining us later. We're
I
excited.
love talking to him.
He was so deep. I did not expect that from him. Super sentimental. I didn't expect that.
It was like kind of deep, but also kind of spicy.
so
Like
spice.
I liked it. But before we get into all that, guys,
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Should we do a temp check?
Yeah.
What's up? What's
How
your
are you
temperature
feeling?
at?
I'm feeling like I'm at about a 6.5
Okay. Why?
because one, y'all put me on the spot. I did not know I was going first with temp check.
Okay.
But I'm like so anxious. I've been really anxious anyway because we've been like trying to get this podcast off the ground. But I'm also like dealing with a lot at home. My cat has been throwing up. And I know you're like, why
Pegasus.
does anyone care about that? But I'm a cat daddy. And that has been like my biggest grief this week is like stressed about work. Also trying to find time to take my cat to the vet. This is the weirdest conversation in the world.
It's
How are
okay.
you guys
No,
feeling?
man.
It's okay.
That's real.
That's the realness
I know,
going
like
on
those
right
are
now.
my like struggles in
Pegasus
life.
is a priority.
I don't got no kids, so it's literally just my cat and me all the
Right.
time.
Well,
I
that
don't
is
know.
your kid, man.
How are
Thank
you
you,
feeling,
thank
Jacob?
you.
How am I
Yeah,
feeling?
how are you
Yes.
feeling, Jacob?
I'm feeling good. Honestly, I'm exhausted right now. I'm just trying to pep
Same.
myself up, but I like the energy you guys are bringing. I went out last night on a date.
No,
actually.
you didn't. How did you
Ooh.
go?
So I went out to this place. It's like a trendy LA place.
Okay.
And so this chick, she's like, "Yo, we gotta get these flowers." Have you guys ever like been to the place where you eat these flowers?
No.
Wait, no, the
Totally
flowers are
numbs
edible?
your mouth. It was the most.
Talk about a
trippy-
date.
It
Numb in
was
your
the
mouth.
trippiest thing I had ever eaten.
Numb in your
my life.
mouth.
I swear. So I go. Have you guys? I don't know if anyone's ever had these before, but they're these little flowers. You eat them. It numbs your mouth. It's supposed to clean your palate. It was the trippiest thing I'd ever eaten in my life,
What?
man. I'm
Wait,
still
wait,
coming
wait.
off it right now, and yeah, you guys gotta try.
How
this.
long was your mouth numb?
I'd say like a solid 5 minutes.
Oh, that's a long time.
I know. It
What was the purpose
bizarre.
of the numbing of your
I
mouth?
can't
I'm
even
trying
tell
to...
you, man. I was just trying to be like a fun date.
Wait,
and she
Jacob.
was like, "Hey, we got to eat these flowers." I'm like, "Hell yeah, I
Wait.
can make it too."
You know
So-
what? No, it's a new TikTok hack that if you take a guy and do something like experimental or like something crazy on the first date, he'll like marry you.
Well, boom.
So Jacob,
That's me, Mr. Adventure.
I was about to say, how you
That's
feeling? Are you
literally like a new thing on TikTok, like a hack.
Why is it a TikTok hack? Can't that just be like something?
dating
No,
app?
because
a
I didn't
piece
know
of
to take
advice?
I didn't know to take a guy skydiving on the first date. Now I know.
also, what do you mean take a guy sky? Are you
If
paying
you
for
like
said
get his
skydiving date?
adrenaline,
Or
no,
you...
like if you get his adrenaline up on the first date.
Is that a
Oh,
hack?
okay.
I call that a red flag.
Yeah, I know,
Oh.
right? She's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Steph, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling like a 9
Okay,
Love
9-ish.
that.
Why?
because I'm excited for this podcast to go out.
Mhm.
I'm excited for it. Feels like it's almost the weekend, even though it's not. I trick my brain. Like I'm one of those people. I trick my brain. It's Wednesday.
I was
It's
about to say,
Friday.
it's literally just
Like
Wednesday.
literally, I'll just trick myself.
We got 2 more days.
I'll get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be like, it's Friday.
Okay,
And then
okay.
again, I'll be like, it's Friday.
Wait, how was your weekend last weekend? What'd you do?
Spicy. I went to a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
I had the best food
Literally
ever.
spicy.
I was
Yeah,
about to say,
literally
yeah.
spicy. And it was the best. You were there
I was
with all of
there.
our friends.
It was lit. It was a hot mess. Also, I thought we were gonna keep that one secret.
So
but...
you guys are out at Mexican restaurant. So I'm just thinking, like, did my invite get lost in the mail?
You're on a
Like,
date,
where am I-
Jacob.
Oh, okay.
You were out.
I think
Big-
that was last
big
night. I don't
pivot.
think that was this past weekend. All right, let's get into some stories.
All
Okay,
right.
so let's talk about why the office was freaking out this morning.
Oh,
Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker tied the knot. Not only did they do this in Vegas after the Grammys, but they did it at 1 a.m. on Monday, which I thought was pretty. I don't know. Do you know anyone who got married at 1 a.m. on a Monday?
you know, it sounds less weird because they were in Vegas, but still weird.
Well, let's think what happened on Sunday night. It was the Grammys, big night for
Yes,
Travis
yes.
Barker. He performed.
He
They're feeling
performed.
good. And what else are you going to do?
They're like, let's kick it off. Marriage ceremony.
Boom.
The key here, though, they didn't have a marriage certificate, marriage license. And the
Mm.
place told us that they won't do this unless there's a marriage certificate. So I thought that was pretty bizarre.
Yeah, exactly. So in Nevada, it's actually pretty easy to get a marriage license. So I guess from the perspective of the people who were at the chapel, it seemed like that, hey, I mean, the two of them are getting married, like really nothing else to see here. But sources close to the Kardashians are telling us that this was just a fun ceremony. They actually have not tied the knot yet. But the point being is damn, these guys moved quick.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
and
say,
they're having more
yeah.
ceremonies later. This is not the only one. They're going to celebrate more and more and more.
Oh, hell no. You got to think, and Paris Hilton is different from the Kardashians, but Paris Hilton had a 3-day wedding where she rented out the Santa Monica Pier. If Kourtney Kardashian's getting married now for her first time, she's going to do it big. And all I'm thinking right now is pour one out for my man Scott Disick.
Also, my
You
girl
know he's
Shayna
sad.
Moakler. Like,
Yeah.
You know Scott's sad, I feel like.
Wait, I got a question. Do y'all think this is just like a playful thing? Like, we're gonna get married one day, but we're just kind of like fucking around.
I think
in
they
this
were on a
moment?
high
Like,
from the Grammys, like
right,
Jacob
just-
said. Like, they were high from the Grammys, and they're like, let's go get married.
No, yeah, but this was not a playful thing. You don't just
Okay.
like, it's
Elvis
one thing.
was there.
Well, they
Pretty
specifically
playful to me.
requested, to be very
Yeah.
clear, they specifically requested for Elvis to hold the ceremony.
Mm.
So, I guess when in Vegas, man. But these guys, listen, like Travis Barker, man, no shade at all, but he's like 46, man. These guys, I think, are just having a little bit of a midlife crisis. They want to keep it young. They want to keep it fresh. They go to a chapel in Vegas, kind of have it spontaneous. It's just fun.
Maybe they're just trying to speed it up because they are at that point in their lives where they're like, I know I'm with my person now. I've waited so long. And when you find that person, I couldn't tell you based on my life, but when you find that person, you got to like speed it up. Maybe
Hey.
he's like, I want marriage, I want kids.
Do y'all think y'all would do the whole like chapel or even like justice of the peace type of wedding where you're kind of spearheaded and you skip all the glamour of a
I'm
ceremony?
going to Italy.
Okay.
See ya.
It's a negative for me.
You
I'm
want
not
the whole
getting married.
pass
shebang.
on the. Well, I think I'm just gonna pass on the Vegas chapel. Is that what
Okay.
you're
Yeah,
asking?
no, yeah. Vegas
Yeah.
chapel, justice of the peace, whatever.
Not
however
really
you wanna
my
call it.
style.
What's your style, Jacob?
My style. I haven't really gotten to
Santa Monica?
thought about that much.
What
Too
about that
much, yeah.
date, though?
I
You
know,
didn't
like
think
Keep in
about
mind,
it?
it's a first date. I'm not really the type to go on one date and already be thinking about kids and
All right,
marriage.
all
I'm just
right.
trying to have a nice Monday night.
Steph, like, I got it planned out. Like,
Yeah. So, do you guys watch WWE WrestleMania this
Sadly,
past
yes.
weekend?
I was about to say no, not in
I mean,
years.
listen, like, I gotta say, I've never been the biggest Logan Paul guy, but this dude can do anything. After this past weekend, I was blown away. So he teamed up with The Miz, who's a really famous. If you guys don't watch
I think
WWE,
everybody knows The Miz,
It
though.
literally-
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Miz is huge.
The Miz is like the biggest WWE star. And I think it means a lot that The Miz wanted to team up with Logan Paul. They went against two champions, people who have been killing it in WWE forever, beat them. But I mean, what was just so incredible watching this was just what Logan Paul was able to do as a wrestler, man. He was pulling really hard stunts,
really brought it.
jumping from the top rope. I
Mhm.
mean, this guy also is coming off, boxing against Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
And I know it's kind of like a little gimmicky, the boxing matches. I think Jake is kind of the more serious one.
Right.
But listen, the point is that this guy is the biggest entertainer in the world right now. I think that's a very fair argument to make. What do you guys think?
I think he's trying to get into the same realm as his brother at this point, don't you think?
I think it's a different lane for sure. I mean, I think his brother is straight up an athlete now.
Mhm.
And I
But,
think
But I think
okay,
he's
I was about
trying
to
to
say,
get
I'll push
there.
back a little bit because wrestlers, and even though they're in the entertainment space, they are hardcore athletes. Like
Yes.
these people like train.
Even
they're, like-
WWE.
yeah, like these WWE people are not like schmucks. So I think that he's
Inching
trying
his
to,
way
yeah, I
in
think
there.
he's like
into
trying
that
to, kind of in a
realm.
sense, trying to do what
listen-
his brother's doing, but he's also trying to kind of
Stay in his own
shovel his
lane.
own path.
Mhm.
absolutely. And the body says it all. I was looking at Logan Paul next to The Miz. I was like,
Right.
this dude is jacked,
Uh-huh.
bro.
Yeah.
This is like a serious diet, serious workout regimen. And but one of the things that really stuck out to me with Logan Paul, aside from the backflips, whatever he was doing
Yeah.
on wrestling, was so he comes out flexing this Pokemon card pendant, or it's like a
He
chain
loves the
necklace.
Pokemon.
But get this. So how much do you think this Pokemon card cost?
Was it blinged out? Maybe I
You
don't
say
know.
$1 billion?
I said, was it blinged out? Like a
Oh,
blinged
okay, I
out
thought you
Pokemon?
said,
It's
yeah, it was
millions.
blinged out.
Oh,
You guys are going
I
to take
don't
too long.
know.
So the Pokemon card itself was $5.2 million.
full
Oh,
house.
Okay,
what the?
that's insane. And then just to have it iced out cost about $80K. But this is how he explained it. This is why he said it was worth it. He said the Pikachu Illustrator is the rarest Pokemon card in the world. Only 39 of them exist, and this is the only. This is one of the only 39 of them exist, and this is one of the only ones in perfect condition. I guess, man. I mean, and this is where I feel like I disconnect a little bit, man. I miss just kind of rocking a nice Cuban chain, man. If we're rocking Pokemon cards now, you've lost me a little bit.
He's talked on his podcast about Pokemon several times. Bought a really expensive Pokemon things.
Listen, man, I'm sure that there's a lot of money to be made in
He loves
Pokemon
it.
cards, in baseball cards, in NFTs, in crypto. That's not me.
But this
I'm
might be
out.
his thing. I
Okay,
think this
I just
is
Googled
officially
this.
his thing.
All he did was put the damn card in a little glass case with some jimmies around it.
100%.
No, but he paid $80K for that. You can't just put it. It's not like you're just swiping it in, man.
So, all right. I mean, I respect it though because I feel like rare trading cards, Pokemon cards, baseball
He wore
cards,
with
whatever.
pride.
They're like a thing. They're
Yeah.
a thing. So I respect it.
Well, it's like modern
But I
day
was
art,
expecting,
I guess. Yeah.
I was expecting something a little more jazzy for 5.8 million. $2
When I
million.
hear Pokemon, that's my
That's
I knew
exactly
it was
what
gonna be
you
like
get.
that. Yeah.
Let's
No.
be real. I guess point being, I'm not saying it's not worth over $5 million. I'm just saying it's not that hard.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I think.
I mean, come on. Is it
if
really
I
that
had that would be the last thing
I was
I'd
about
buy.
to say, yeah, $5.2 million. You know
Yeah,
how many cheesesteaks
dude.
I could buy with 5 point? That's so fat.
Cheese sticks,
Cheese
house,
steaks.
It's
car.
Hell
Those
no, he's putting
things.
$5
Sneakers,
million to
fits,
a
like
cheesecake fund.
Literally, Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesesteak fund.
Oh,
I guess
he
I'm
buys a
tired.
Cheesecake Factory.
I know, right? So wait, you guys know Korean supergroup BTS? Everybody
Nah,
knows BTS.
who are they?
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I want something stronger. Okay, well, BTS, they may be saying goodbye to the stage and hello to the trenches, and I mean like the actual army trenches. A South Korean diplomat, ambassador to Britain, he was talking about BTS's and their obligation to the Korean army because this is like a thing. So what he said was, it is very much expected that young Korean men serve the country, and those BTS members are role models for many young generation Koreans. So what that says is that those BTS members still have an obligation to enroll in the army.
No
Which is
matter
crazy.
what.
Yeah, so if you're a man in Korea between the ages of 18 to 28, you have to serve at least 18 months. And from what I know, at least, every member in BTS except for one is between those ages.
Yeah, they're all between the ages of 24 to 29. So all the members of BTS are essentially like ready to go.
No matter how famous they are or what they got, they're going.
I was going to say, there is a BTS law. So what this BTS law says is that all K-pop entertainers who have like achieved the government medals for their accolades, they are able to postpone their enlistment until they're 30.
Do you think the
It
postpone?
don't really help them because all of them about to be that age anyway. So it's like,
Yeah.
you're kind of doomed.
That's interesting. I didn't hear about that. But I mean, you know, like some of the people in the office were talking about back in the day, like Elvis Presley. He famously, when he was at the peak of his career, enlisted in the Korean War, and then he came back to making music and just wasn't as hot as he was. And I think that's the exact same thing here. It's like people really like BTS. Guess what? There are a ton of K-pop groups ready to take their spot. So if they leave, someone's gonna slide in.
I will say that the BTS army,
But
though,
they are very loyal, though.
crazy.
I think this may be a bit. And also, I think Elvis, when he came back, yeah, maybe it wasn't as hot as before, but people love Elvis.
Yeah, no, I'm not hating on Elvis. I'm just saying, man, it's like I mean, BTS Army, it's across the world, but here in America, I think we got attention spans like flies.
0.
And if people go away, it's just going to be, all right, who's next?
And this is also kind of a very serious thing because you guys know we're kind of in the midst of like growing tensions between North and South Korea, and it seems like their enlistment could happen a lot sooner than I feel like a lot of people like are thinking. But I don't know. I feel like they'll get a lot of pushback from like BTS fans, also just like people in South Korea. Like I feel like this is a weird thing to be like, we're going to take the biggest music group from the entire country and make them enlist in the army.
Yeah, I don't think the
know.
South Korean government's tripping too hard.
Yeah,
over
right.
the BTS Army. They're going to be like, yeah, it's time for you to go.
Yeah, I don't think they care.
Yeah.
So that's it for all the news.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get into our Harry Jowsey interview now, which he really took me by surprise. I did not expect him to be so sentimental and sweet and really personable. He has so many goals.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I loved it too, honestly. I thought he was a way cooler guy than I expected. I honestly thought he was going to be a little bit of a fuckboy, but he came in, he shared a lot of insight with us, and I mean, I just can't believe how much he made off his sex tape.
Yeah, I know. It's literally insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
We're going to get into our Harry Jowsey interview right now, so keep it here.
Keep my shirt on.
Is Jacob keeping his shirt on? That's the question.
Woo, Jacob!
Harry, let us tell you, we know you in shape, man, but you ain't got nothing on Jacob Watson.
crazy.
Jacob has been hitting the gym.
Clearly, he's like so.
Show us your
One of
muscles.
us-
Flex for him,
Yeah,
Jacob. Let us see
Come on,
the...
Jacob.
boxing 3 days a
Jacob.
week.
Jacob.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's
Jacob.
serious business.
You fucking...
Can
Feeling
you see
good.
the bicep? I think that was
Come
it.
on, Jacob,
Killing it.
flex.
It's Nazi right now, so you work out, right?
No.
So
He's
come
not
on,
pumped.
dog.
He's
so,
not
so
working
no,
out.
no. The thing
No,
is,
no.
the thing is like right now it's all about cutting,
Yeah.
Mm.
and then summer, clean bulk.
Oh,
You know
fuck.
all
Okay.
about
Got
that.
it.
He's
Okay.
got it figured out.
Like,
Fucking hell.
scared of you, Jacob.
For real.
No,
Hey,
you look really good though, brother.
Yeah,
you
you
look
look
good.
so
Thank
different.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
look good.
You look good, dog.
I've been
You're doing right.
doing my best. I'm down like 14 pounds.
Okay,
No way.
slimming down.
Yeah, well, because I was getting a little bit like carried away and like eating food a little bit too much. I was like, I got to 234 and I was like, I look fluffy. Like, let's figure this shit out.
Yeah.
And now my face feels better. Everything feels
So
better.
what's your routine?
Wake up, train right away. The biggest thing that I changed was the amount of food that I ate. Like, I just eat everything that's in front of me and I just stopped buying bad food.
For
And
real?
Now we're good.
No way, dog. You don't eat any bad food?
So you
when
only eat what's in your fridge. That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah, like I'll inhale any. If someone leaves like half a chocolate bar, like it gets deleted. Like
Yeah.
there's
Deleted.
there's no
Yeah.
chance.
The Enneagram started, by the way. Everyone, go.
Yeah.
Do you want an intro?
Yeah, you got
Okay,
it.
I'm an intro.
Yeah,
Okay, ready?
very. Look,
You
look
ready?
at how professional she got. Like right away. Hey, should we do an intro?
I changed my entire face. Okay.
Okay.
It's TMZ Verified. I'm Steph.
I'm wild.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Harry.
And we are here with reality star, podcaster, entrepreneur, and has many fans on OnlyFans, Harry Jowsey.
Hey.
The office was like freaking out that you were coming, one, but then you walked in at 6'6", and everyone's like, oh my God.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I should have wore longer pants because like usually having my little skinny legs out, people just like laugh at me.
Dude, well, come on, man. Who's trying to work out legs these days?
I'm doing my best.
I'm all chest, no legs.
Yeah, that's the way to
That's
do
what
it.
you gotta do it.
We got Coachella coming
got
up. We're
the-
trying to get the titties
yeah.
nice.
I have a question about Coachella because they
Yes.
were talking about this the other day. Do you have your outfits planned? For me, it's like a 2 days before thing. Are
Yeah.
you already planning what you're gonna wear?
I'm so blessed that I'm at a point now where I just pay people to do it for me.
I
Okay.
respect
Damn, how much does
Alright.
that cost though?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I gave her a
like, I'm
credit card.
rich.
and
I don't
let's
know.
go.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, you're gonna be like, you post shirtless all the time.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna wear shirt or pants.
Mm.
Okay, perfect.
Or
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah,
Just
I'm gonna
naked.
come in like a G-string or something, you know? Just fully like
With a little
surprising.
fringe.
It's funny you say that because I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, and a
but-
cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I could see that for you.
Totally.
You should do that
So, all right, you said that you've been working out, right?
a little bit.
So
yeah.
is that why the G-string thing comes into play? Because you've been
course.
working out, you're feeling yourself. You're
Gotta
like,
get
I
the
gotta
cheeks
date.
out.
I gotta debut it all.
Yeah.
At Coachella.
This is where it's coming out. The headlining act is gonna be there.
Just whipping
Harry
it out.
Jowsey.
That's so funny. So, all right. So, what you been doing for your workout routine?
Yeah. So the biggest thing that I've changed is I train in the morning. I do weights, whatever. Like just try and get that out of the way. But at night before bed, I'll try and get 3.5 miles in, like just walking. Because
No way.
what I realize is I'll be laying in bed like scrolling on TikTok or like fuck around on Instagram. I was like, I could just do this like walking on a treadmill.
Right.
So it's like an hour and I just sit there and do exactly what I'm doing, but working out at the same time. And I'm usually sweating, I'm out of breath. And then by the time it's done, like I just pass out.
That's what I do. I
like that.
TikTok and walk on the treadmill.
It's the best.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're doing 2-a-days.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's serious.
just because I'm an influencer. I don't have a job, so I can just fuck around.
I'm an
Maybe the best job.
This is what I do.
Literally, that's a dream. Would you say that when you're like posting like shirtless pics and shit, that's when like the DMs come through?
Yeah, DMs are pretty
Overwhelming.
crazy. But yeah, I have to stop because Instagram flagged it and they said your account might get deleted. So I'm like, I'm just gonna post like Disney Channel
So it's
content.
like no more nipples on Instagram.
Well, I bet you
Nothing.
get like nudes all the time.
Oh,
sent to
I
you.
get crazy shit as well. Yeah.
What is the craziest DM you've gotten?
No, I legitimately will get people just like full spread, like showing me what they had for lunch.
Like busting it open?
Like
No
everything.
way.
Like, oh, you're in my city. Look what I have for you. And I'm like, I don't know. This
You're
is
like, I'll
not-
be there in a minute.
this is scaring me off. Like,
No way.
yeah, that's
All
why.
right,
Is
so-
that like? Well, go ahead.
No, so I was just thinking, like, dude, you're DM king. I've heard you talk about it before. You do
Yeah.
your main game on DMs,
DM's
right?
where it's at.
And I mean, it helps you out being like, good-looking guy. You got a lot of followers. You got some clout. But like, to a guy like me, I got none of that right now. But that's what I'm working towards. So if you're saying, if I'm trying to DM someone,
Yeah.
like, what's the message? What's the best way to slide in?
The biggest thing is everyone is selfish and everyone only cares about themselves. So you have to like come straight in, like, and just be overly interested. So like, my biggest thing is I just say, I've got a question, because they can take it any direction, depending on how they respond, depending on whatever. I usually go, I got a question, and then if they respond, I'm like, when are we going to dinner, or which restaurant do you prefer?
Oh, that is
Okay.
smooth.
And-
And then right away, because they're like, they don't really have a choice. They'll be like, oh, I like this restaurant. I was like, okay, cool. 7 p.m. tomorrow, I'm gonna come pick you up. What's your address?
I like
So
that.
no even
Right at
option.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because you don't want like, damn, if you're just like, oh, hey, like, what's your favorite food? Like, fuck, I could eat anything.
Yeah.
Like,
True,
you know,
right.
and you're gonna get overwhelmed with like options, so you just make it easy.
But
So
damn, I like that though. Like, I got a question.
Mm.
You're
Yeah.
putting the ball in their court. They're curious now.
Yeah,
They got to answer. And then you go, do you like boa?
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You do this like love doctor thing on Instagram and you give
Yes.
advice. What would your advice be when you want to just head first go in? What is your number one thing?
Like in person or in the DMs?
In the DMs. That's your thing. You got to
Yeah.
like if you're like, "Oh my god, this is the girl of my dreams." What am I going to what are you sending? Cuz you do the little question thing for some people, but what if it's the one? Like
The
you're like,
one?
Yeah.
Well,
He's
I
like dick pic.
No. No, I was gonna say I DM'd Khloe Kardashian. I DM'd her, hey little hummingbird. That
Okay,
didn't work.
sweet.
That didn't work. But I was like, let's try something new. Maybe because it's Khloe.
Wholesome hummingbird.
Yeah, something a little wholesome, or like I find that if you reply to a story or find a photo, but like don't talk about them, talk about something else in the picture, it usually like sparks an interest because obviously people posting because they want to get likes on photos of
Right.
themselves.
Can I borrow this notepad right now?
Totally,
I'm trying to take
Jacob.
notes.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so I got an ignorant ass question, and
Oh,
if I get canceled, I'm sorry. I don't care. I've never been to Australia.
Yeah.
So, like the kangaroos, are they like stray cats? Because like, how are they just running around rampantly? Like,
Yeah.
I've never.
Bruh.
That is a serious
Come
question.
on.
That's a serious
I
question.
honestly don't know.
Like, what
either.
is the equivalent? Like,
Are kangaroos like stray cats?
They're
Is this the type
everywhere,
of stuff you cut when you come to LA and you're like, dog?
no, but like, think about it. Even in like Florida, they got stray lizards. So it's like,
And
what is there?
alligators.
And like, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
so
what
maybe-
are-
Yeah. So we have like crocodiles. Well, where I'm from, so like in the cities, you probably won't see it.
right.
But like where I'm from, they're everywhere. They're literally like stray cats. Like they're like lizards. They're wherever. You have to be cautious
See,
at
Jacob?
night because they're like on the side of the highways and they'll jump in and like hit your car.
shit.
No way.
It's crazy.
They must fuck up your car.
Yeah. There's a
dude.
lot of roadkill where I'm from.
Wait,
Oh my
people just be eating the dead?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Free
People
for
I
all.
mean,
it
I
up.
eat dead. Like, I'm not judging, but I'm like,
That's
okay,
crazy.
cool. I
So you grew up in
remember.
Australia. You came
Yes.
to LA. Was that like a little boy Harry dream for you? I'm gonna go to LA and
It's really weird because like where I'm from or like being in Australia, and I think it's the same for Americans, like when they're like, oh, I'm gonna go to Australia, they think it's like flying to Mars. Like it's literally like a
Yeah.
12-hour flight. And that was the biggest thing for me was realizing that like I could just get on one plane and I'm in LA. So it was like really, really interesting because like the mindset and like how nervous I was, but it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, coming here was just it's so different. It's crazy different.
And you didn't come here with much. I heard you say that you only had $3K in your bank account.
Yeah, I sold all my shit. We finished filming the show and there's no opportunity here for what I want to do. Like I need to go meet people. I need to get out and about. And I just sold everything that I had and I come to LA and I was like, I just have to figure it out. And that was at that point, yeah, I was skint broke trying to figure it out, what's going on.
You bet on yourself.
That's the best way to go. Yeah. Sometimes the bet doesn't work out, but this time it did.
Going down swinging. I, like
I know you're
that.
into like manifestation, which we all know in the office is like my thing.
Oh, wow.
Would you say that you're like came here with a vision? You were like, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, or did you go, I'm gonna go here and wing it? I'm gonna work my ass off and like that's all I know.
I think the best thing about LA is like everyone is here because they have a dream and they want to like go for it. And I think that when I was like planning or like trying to figure out what I was doing, you have the vision and you have the dream. Like the craziest shit was the background on my computer was this view of this house in LA. I've never been. I literally Googled best view mansion in LA. And I put it as my background. Literally the week that I got here, my friend who's a real estate agent was like, oh, come, like, I need you to be a pretend buyer. Because that's what we would do for him, like, so that he'd get these listings.
For Dave Dobrik, right?
Yeah, that was
That was in the
that was one of the ones. But we went to this house and I was walking around. I was like, why does this look so familiar? And then as soon as I got home, I realized that my background was that house. And I was like, okay, like fully like manifesting like the weirdest
Vision
shit.
board.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But can I just say, there's so many people in LA who are trying to do the exact same thing you're trying to do. They're trying to move to LA, become an influencer, like live this lavish life. So you had to have done things that set yourself apart from the crowd.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, what I realized is it's so corny to be like, oh, I want to be an influencer or I want to be a celebrity or I want to do this. Like the best thing to do is like have a purpose and a mission. Like my goal, my biggest mission is to make people laugh. Like when you look at a Will Ferrell movie or like Kevin Hart, you're like, I'm gonna watch that because it's gonna make me laugh and make me feel good.
Yeah.
So like that's my whole purpose, and I think that's maybe why I've been a little bit more successful than maybe other people from my show.
So you want to make people laugh, man. I mean, what are you doing? Open mics? Are you trying to do
No.
stand-up?
Trying to get into
What's your deal?
acting. Like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it. I feel like, you know, James Franco or like Ashton Kutcher, like their type of acting, like you watch their stuff and you're gonna laugh. Like they do have some serious stuff, but most of the time, like it just makes you happy. That's kind of my goal, and like the people that I aspire to be, like even like Ryan Reynolds, like people like that.
Damn, so like 2000 rom-com type stuff.
Yeah, shit like
Heartthrob.
that.
Yeah? I see that for you. So is
Fingers
that what? So
crossed.
is that on your manifestation board? It's
Yeah.
like I'm gonna be like Ryan Reynolds, or I'm gonna be
Yeah.
Good Luck Chuck.
Well, that's my goal, is to be like Good Luck
Yeah.
Chuck. But it's on the board to. There's a few things like that for sure.
So what are you doing to work towards that?
Been taking a lot of acting classes, been trying to take this industry a little bit more serious than like trying to wing it, and been about to sign with a really amazing agency, and just putting one foot in front of the other. Got a great relationship with Netflix, so there's a few opportunities in the works there, but just trying to show that I'm a little bit more than some dickhead from a reality show.
Yeah.
When you went on the reality show, did you want to purposely do that? You go, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to be on this for sure. Or did you just audition randomly? How'd
Yeah.
that go down?
So I was trying for like 4 months. Like I was applying for like every single show. Like I was trying to get an ex on the beach. Like I was hitting up girls that were on the show. Like I can be your pretend ex. Like I was doing everything I could, because I realized that when I went on the first show, Heartbreak Island, that I just had so much fun making people laugh. Like it made me feel so fulfilled. I felt so excited. And then once that show finished, I was like, oh, this kind of sucks. Like I want to do more of this. So I just literally was just like, I have to apply for every single thing that I could find. And then I was lucky enough that the universe put this opportunity in front of me.
So you've been manifesting and doing all that, like breathing life into things that you wanted to happen and all that good shit. But has there been a point? Because you've been in LA, you did the whole like traveling over here, where you were like, fuck, this is not working out. Or had that moment come for you at all?
Of course. I think I had it last week.
Oh shit.
No, come on.
No, legit. Like everything ebbs and flows, right? So I had it last week where I was sitting there. I was like, damn, like I'm not it. Like I've fucked up. Like this didn't work out. This hasn't gone the right way. And legitimately, like I think with everyone, like everyone has like those moments where it's like up and down, and then you just like change your mentality instead of like looking at things that you don't have, but being grateful for what you do have, and then back on the pony. We're on fire today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And it's like, I'm just curious, not to get too psychoanalytical or anything,
Yeah.
but it's like relative to everyone else, you're killing it. But do you think you feel like that because now you've surrounded yourself with more influencers, people who are extremely successful? Is that what's
Yeah.
playing into you feeling kind of down?
I think that you're in a city where people are going to show the best of the best on social media, and being surrounded by people that their whole career and whole job is to like flex and to show pony and shit like that. It makes it so easy to be like, holy fuck, like I haven't done good enough. Like I'm not doing this. This person is getting put in this show. This person's doing this. It makes you like really like reflect and be like, oh fuck, maybe I'm not in it. And I got to that point where I was like literally sitting on the couch like, damn, maybe I am like not working hard enough, or maybe I haven't been nice enough, or maybe I haven't like done enough for other people. But then obviously I just think with every single person, you go in those moods, like you come up and down all the time.
Yeah. So when you're in that mode, when you're really feeling down, what do you do to build yourself back up?
Yeah. So what I'm really blessed with is I have an amazing team, and every single week at the start of the week, we write 5 things that we're grateful for. And it just puts you in the right mindset, right? The right mind frame. And that's legitimately how I start. Like I'll talk to my right-hand woman, Farah, and I'll just be like, she knows what mood I'm in. She knows if I have to eat. She knows exactly what's going on. Like she's such an angel. So she'll know if something's off, and then she'll be like, okay, you need to like start with what you're grateful for. And then I'll go outside and I'll be like, fuck, like it's so grateful for this day. Like it's so beautiful. Like everything around me is just so amazing. And then you just change your vibration. Instead of being like low and sad, it just brings it higher. And then you just get in like this crazy momentum of just being like happy and excited about everything. And then we're good.
This man's on a whole different wave.
Yeah.
This man's on a whole different wave. Well, that's interesting, man. I like you have a very optimistic perspective on life, man. I think that's really important to have. And I was looking before you came in. I was thinking, like, what am I going to talk about with this guy? I was like,
deep,
you know what
he's
I'm going to
deep.
talk about? I'm going to talk about chicks, man.
Yeah.
This dude,
Yeah.
I've heard this dude talk about chicks. I'll let you explain. How many girls have you hooked up with?
Well, I kind of outed myself on a podcast recently where I accidentally said the number. I usually try and lie about it, but I'm nearly 200.
All right, you
Yeah.
nearly got
Okay.
200.
Yeah.
And you have so many people asking you about it, right?
Yes.
Like I was about to ask you about it. You go on other podcasts, people ask you about it too. Does it ever get old? Are you like, hey man, I have my own podcast. I'm an entrepreneur. Like I'm not just a dude that has.
Do you not want to be
sex.
represented that way all the time?
No, I think I'm really blessed because I have an open and honest mindset, whereas a lot of people are afraid. Like there's a lot of influencers and celebrities that sleep with way more people than me, but hide it, and they're worried about the public perception. But I'm just like, hey, everyone is so against like slut shaming. So like I'm, and I see comments, people like try and come at me or whatnot, but it's just like, if I don't talk about it, if I don't give people an open and honest answer, then I'm like doing myself like a disservice. Like I'm trying to be the best version of me and be honest and give people something to talk about and maybe a different perception, and to not judge other people and just be cool with exactly who they are. Like some people want to have loads of sex, some people don't have sex at all. Some people enjoy this, some people enjoy that. And if you hear people that you like listening to talk about it and be open and honest about it and be comfortable in their own skin, sharing their truth, then it's going to make you feel better as a listener, and like going to make you want to be more comfortable with talking about it and trying new shit. Because
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that's why, like, I don't know, like I have a lot of friends that are afraid to talk about maybe stuff that they like to do behind closed doors, but like, fuck it, like life's way too short to worry about.
Yes, if you
people.
like being tied up, let people. I'm joking.
Yeah, exactly. If you like sitting your ass, like go for it, fuck it.
No, man, what you're saying is live your truth so no one can hold it against you.
Exactly. Like if I was coming on here being shady and whatnot, like I went on a show where legitimately it's for the horniest people ever. Like if I started going like, oh, I've only had sex with like 9 people, then people are gonna start coming for me. It's like I would rather be open and honest and know that I don't have anything to hide, because the last thing I would ever want to do is to lie to my audience and lie to people that like give me their time.
Okay, well then if you're gonna be open and honest, can I ask some spicy questions?
Okay, fuck.
Most embarrassing experience in LA so far when it comes to the bedroom?
Sex?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Influencer, random girl, whatever it may be, random guy, whatever it may be.
There was this girl recently. It was the worst sex I've ever had in my entire life, where I legitimately was just like, I think the biggest thing with sex is it's not just the act, but it's before and after that you really take into consideration. You know, like with ladies, like sometimes you have to make sure like after they have their water, like is the
Go
whole
pee after like it's like a
make sure
thing,
everything's
yeah.
good. Like make sure you cuddle them. Like you don't want to like roll over and like start snoring. But this lady, she came over, like the whole run up to it was just so bad. I was telling her, I was like, I just don't feel good. Like the vibe isn't right. She comes over, literally like slams my door open, walks into my room, is this the toilet? I'm like, yeah, go for it. She goes in,
Is this the toilet?
door wide open, rips her pants down, and I was staring at her. I was like, hey, we just met.
I don't even know you.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't even know. And just pissing like a horse, like legit, like letting it go. And I was sitting there and I'm like, we don't know each other, and you like, I don't care if you piss, like that's fine. The door's wide open. She's got a mouthful of popcorn, chewing with her mouth
What's with
open.
the popcorn?
nasty.
Oh, because she said, can you have some food for me when I get there?
Okay.
So I had a bowl of popcorn and water when she walked in.
So she pissing and
Gentlemen.
eating popcorn at the same
Like,
time.
mouth chewing, like wide open. And I was
Okay.
sitting there, I was like, you know what? Like,
Like not in the mood.
I
you
don't
know,
know.
sis.
Yeah, I don't know. So then we like, obviously you get to bed, we start talking, and her breath like smell of alcohol and like cigarettes and shit. And we're like laying in bed, and she starts like trying to kiss me and stuff. I was like, oh, I'm not really into this. I'm like, maybe the sex is gonna be crazy. Like in my head,
You're like,
Maybe she's gonna do
still
some
holding
strange
hope.
things.
Yeah,
You're
like,
like,
yeah.
maybe it's gonna be awesome.
yeah, I was like, we're in the, you know, it's 11 at night. You're in the lion's den. Like, you know, it's demon time. Like these hours are bad.
Yeah,
These hours, like regardless of who's in that bed, like someone's gonna get fucked.
So I'm
you
going
know?
down right.
So I was just like, the whole sex was bad. We got the job done, and then we're like laying there, and we're cuddling, and I was like, fuck, like this was the worst decision I've ever made in my entire life. Like I was in that moment, I was like, I just wish that maybe we try again on a different day. She's got her head here and just mouth wide open, popcorn and all, just like snoring right here, and I was just like,
to really top the night off.
Yeah,
is some
that's why
snoring.
I think the whole thing was like really like done because I had a headache, the breath like in my face, and the snoring, and I was just sitting there. I was like,
The breath.
I was just like, this isn't it. I asked her, I was like, hey, like I just think maybe you should go home. Like
Oh.
maybe like it's a better idea to not like ruin this.
Mhm.
And then she decided to stay, and so it was a terrible night's sleep, and I was really upset about it.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
And so you have a bad experience like that. So what's the lesson here? What do you do moving forward?
The lesson is maybe meet people before you have sex with them.
True.
Yeah.
Get a
Easy
little whiff
enough.
of their breath, see what
There
the
you
mouth
go.
area looking like.
Yeah, and if the vibes are off, then like don't go through with it.
So
Yeah.
we subscribe to your OnlyFans, and by we I mean Steph.
No,
subscribed
okay,
to-
here's the story. I'm like, first of all,
Oh
first of all, no one pulled the trigger, so I haven't seen shit.
Oh
First
shit.
of all.
But question is, though, what are
question is
those,
the sex tape.
Yes.
The sex tape, the sex tape, the sex tape.
Mhm.
Not enough people are talking about this. I feel like I would have logged on to any social media platform.
Yeah.
Jacob's looking at me like I'm crazy.
No,
And it would have been like,
curious.
Harry Jowsey sex tape, Harry Jowsey sex tape. Oh my
Yeah.
God, this is what happened. Since we didn't pull the trigger, I need you to tell me everything about the sex tape.
Yeah.
And I have the biggest question of all.
Uh-huh.
When you're picking the person that wants to be in this with you, I know her face isn't shown, I've heard.
Yeah.
Did you interview her? Did you meet her at a bar? Did you
Yeah.
contact your manager and go, "Good
You
girl,
know.
how's this going down?"
Yeah, so the best thing with my team is that it's been wiped from like as soon as it gets posted anyway, it gets deleted.
Okay.
So I have like the craziest like takedown team. So that's why anytime it gets mentioned, it gets like bombed. But with the sex tape, me and this girl were hooking up for the longest time. Like we had some pretty like interesting videos that we've taken together.
So you knew her.
Yeah, we've been hooking up for
Okay.
like months, and she also was on the OnlyFans, and she was like, she wanted to kind of like, we were filming shit anyway, and I was like, oh, this is kind of hot. Like, what are your thoughts on like if we release it? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm fully about it, but you can't see her face. Like we're in the shower, her legs are around my head. Like it was pretty hot.
How much did you make from that video?
A little bit of money.
Yeah, what are
much,
those? What are
Harry?
those OnlyFans checks looking like?
I think in the first like 48 hours, like 100,000.
Wow.
Oh shit!
Wow.
That's serious, man.
I'm living the wrong life.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's serious. So, I mean, do you see that? I mean, listen, man, there's nothing wrong with OnlyFans. Like, Bad Baby makes insane amount of money on
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Print-a-com.
So, do you see this as like a path moving forward? I know you also want to be rom-com guy,
Yeah,
but can you
yeah.
also be like OnlyFans guy too?
Yeah, I think it's tough. It's a tough one because I'm trying to be so sex positive and like focus and then go to another industry where you have to be like super serious. I don't think for me OnlyFans is forever. Like
Mhm.
I think that maybe the sex tape was a part of an exit plan. Like like moving forward, like how do we?
Final hurrah.
Yeah, like get rid of it. And like I think it's really powerful to be able to talk to people and like connect with people. But then again, like if I want to move forward in this industry, I have to take it a little bit more serious. So I think that the OnlyFans is more of an influencer route, and it's kind of probably going to be on it like in the next year or so. It's probably going to be up.
So, is there going to be a tape round too?
Yeah, I was talking to her, but I think she has a boyfriend now, but she's still down for
Bummer.
it. So
So, you're taking applications.
yeah, of course.
In more serious news, I did hear you keep mentioning like the transition into acting, but like, dude, tell us about it. Like, how serious are you in regards to like investing in your acting and shit? Like, is this like the next wave of Harry Jowseyism is acting?
Yeah, I think that I've been very blessed with being put in a crazy opportunity with Netflix, and to continue on the path that we're on, like doing the influencer stuff is really awesome. But longevity, long term, I think that I have to take shit pretty serious. Like I've with the acting class, I've been doing it for months. I memorized yesterday my first ever monologue,
Oh,
which
that's
was
what's up.
crazy.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah, we feel
like
that.
we got out of that, and my coach was really excited. She's so cool. But the reason why I'm starting to take it a little bit more serious is just because it's so much fun. Like I didn't realize how much fun and how much enjoyment I was getting out of it. Like the fact that you get to sit there and like imagine a person and create a person in your head and then like try and like play them out. It's been really interesting. So the reason why I'm starting to like talking about it more is because I can really feel myself like falling in love with the process and creating
Yeah.
something fun.
Gotcha.
So did you have to work on an American accent for your acting?
Yeah, I've
And
been-
can we hear this?
No. So
He's like, absolutely not.
He's like, it ain't that good.
No. I sound like a robot. I was like, I told my coach, I was like, I need a dialect coach. I think because Jacob from Euphoria, I didn't realize he's from the same place in Australia that I'm from.
No
No
way.
way.
Yeah.
I met him and I was like, bro.
And he opens his mouth and you're like, what?
No, I was like, this is fake. I was like, you are lying, sir. And he's like, nah, I'm from Brisbane. I was like, this is fucking crazy. But yeah, I need to find like an actual dialect coach in person, because the one online that I have is really difficult to like listen to yourself back, because I don't know if that sounds good or not.
Have you talked to any people who, because I mean, you're not the only influencer who's trying to become an actor or an actress. Have
Yeah.
you talked to any people about teaming up and being like, hey, we should make a movie?
Yeah, I was talking to Noah Beck about it, because he's about to do a rom-com movie. And yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting because I think that influencers feel like everyone's kind of out to get them, or like want
Right.
to slice of their
Yeah.
success. So I kind of find that like I prefer to like focus on myself and like try and get good at it. Like I really want to invest the money, the time, and really like get good at it, because I know, like, you know, everyone saw Addison Rae's movie. Everyone was coming for her. Like everyone was critiquing her every single move. So I want to make sure that like I nail it and like can actually do it right, so that people don't laugh at me being an idiot.
You
What-
just said something that I thought was really interesting. You said influencers have people coming for their success or want a slice of it.
Yes.
I gotta imagine after you popped off, you've dealt with similar things.
Mm.
And I've heard you kind of talk about it in the past. But that's something that has to be apparent through your everyday life, whether it be girls you're trying to date, people you meet who you think are friends and try to profit off you.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you fend these people off? How do you recognize who's a real one?
I think that in any situation, like, you know, you start doing well at work, or you start getting like going to cool events, like people are always going to try and like latch onto it and join in. But for me, I just find that if you be a good person, then the right people come around. It doesn't really matter if someone comes and goes. Like when the show was airing, that month was the craziest month of my life. I had the craziest people in my DMs. Like people want to go to dinner, people want to do this, and I was like, wow, this life is really cool. Like I wonder if it's always going to be like this. Then after a month, like the people stop texting back, they stop wanting to hang out, they unfollow you.
That is
And
a thing.
It's
yeah.
weird. It's really interesting. So I was always just like, it's I saw Matthew, how do you say that?
McConaughey.
McConaughey.
Yeah, there was an interview that he did, and he said that it's just business, don't take it personal. He was in a podcast talking about how people in this city like just don't take it personal. People are going to come, people are going to go, people are going to try and use you. It's just exactly how it is. So I think that that's kind of my approach to it, is like I understand that everyone is in it for their own gain. And the best thing that I have is I have an abundance mindset. Like there's just so much opportunity for everyone. So don't be worried about people trying to come and like climb on your shit.
Since you are in this influencer realm and you are friends with a bunch of influencers, do you sort of judge like, okay, I can't hang out with you anymore, this is like feeling shady, or this person, or is it just like, this is strictly business, I got to be friends with people? It is like a full
course.
part of it.
Yeah, I think that I've been in situations where people have been like, you can't hang out with her, like you can't hang out with this person because it's a bad look or it's bad. And that's always like rubbed me the wrong way, because if you're a good person to me, like I'm always going to be a good person to you. But for me, I've started judging people on like, do I want to be like this person? Like, are they going out all the time? Are they focused on their career? Are they putting time and like, are they investing in stuff? Like, what are they doing? Like, what's their day-to-day look like? And if their goals don't line up with mine, then I don't necessarily want to associate. So I've been kind of like pulling away from people that just
Don't
wanna-
align with like what you're
Yeah,
doing.
exactly.
And how has that perspective impacted your dating life? I mean, we've seen you with several girls.
Most recently, Charlie in New York,
Oh,
those
yeah.
TikToks were so cute. Is
Yeah.
that for real? Or is
It-
that just for fun?
It was, but our schedules. It's very difficult because the funniest thing about being like an influencer and making content is like I love creating content. I love making people laugh. And then when you find someone who's like really cool and you enjoy hanging out with them, you want to make content with them.
Right.
And then right away, everyone's like, they're getting married, they're gonna have kids, like
Right.
everything's going on. So they automatically put you in like a marriage bucket. So we kind of shot ourselves in the foot because we like dived in the deep end pretty quick. But then as soon as we got back to LA, she's like, oh, I have to go here for a couple of weeks, like to do shows. And it's really hard to see someone in that sense as well. And I'm up super early, like I work throughout the day, and then I go to bed super early, and she's a DJ, so she's
Right.
up late and playing like late. So it was very difficult to line our schedules up, but I think she's gorgeous, she's amazing, and I'm sure one day we'll probably figure it out and end up getting married.
So, I mean, but when you've been with girls, when you've been dating girls, I mean, you see it all in different publications and stuff. You read about it online. Is there anything that you've seen out there recently that was wrong or needs to be clarified?
Damn. No, you guys are always great to me. TMZ is always good to me. There isn't really a lot, to be honest. Like I kind of don't really like to check check on shit because like I either feel bad about myself or good about myself. So I'm like, I just rather like focus on doing good stuff. But I find that, yeah, there's always like little stuff and little comments here and there.
Gotcha.
So I mean, I know I heard you mention like if someone's good to you, they're good to you, like regardless of what the world thinks. You
Yeah.
had some like drama a couple months back with your homie James Charles, which you've apologized for, so we won't get into it. How is your relationship now with James Charles? Are you guys cool? Like, what's the status on that?
Yeah, I got nothing but love for him. Like that was a big mistake, and yeah, definitely a huge fuck up of mine. Which I sent him a whole bunch of flowers, and I think I sent him some chocolates as well, and called him and made amends, and then obviously did it publicly as well. But yeah, there's nothing but love there for him, and I think I'm sure we'll be close again one day.
How do you think that experience has made you a better person?
To be honest, I think that in life, like it sometimes sucks, but it's always a blessing to have people tell you like, hey, this is not okay. Like you need to listen to yourself. And sometimes we get caught in our own bubble and we get caught, getting a little bit carried away or a little bit excited, or we'll say stuff to try and like get a knee-jerk reaction, or to say stuff that will maybe, warrant some sort of response. And I think that it's always good to have, I got an amazing audience and everyone told me right away, like, hey, this isn't okay. And you need to make things right. And you need to not use words like that. And you need to be a little bit more focused on the words that you say, because they do affect more than just you. And I'm very grateful for my audience to check me up on that.
I think that's one of the things I definitely respect about you, because immediately it was like backlash, but you weren't like, I'm gonna explain what I'm doing. Like, it's like, I was like, okay, I see I fucked up, and you kind of made that like apology. So I respect that. I don't got a question there.
Yeah. No, I think it's terrible when people try and like justify it, or like try and like word vomit over it. It's just like, just understand, like, okay, I made a mistake. Like what are the next steps from here forward? Okay, what can I do proactively to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Right.
So I want to hit one more last question, because we have a couple of things we want to do with like social content.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about some of your investing stuff?
Yeah, so I'm afraid of NFTs at the minute.
Same.
No, literally.
Same. I literally panic.
We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, everyone's like, you should buy this. I was like, why? Like, is it gonna turn into
a picture?
like a
I don't
flower?
get it.
But no, I like Ashton Kutcher. He's exactly the type of guy that I want to be. Like, he did his punk show, acting, everything like that, but now he's an amazing investor. So my goal has been to invest $10 million into startups and like get involved in more and more companies that are starting. Have a dating app. There's this app called Versus Game. There's just a whole bunch of like little things that we've been investing in to try and like get one foot in front of the other. Like my goal this year was to invest in like 10 or so startups. I think we're at like 5 or 6. So it's been really interesting.
Did I hear that wrong? Did you say invest 10 million?
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
Well, he made $100,000 off a sex tape, Jacob. Like,
not like right away, but like in time. Like that's my end goal, is to have like at least $10 million invested.
So that's so interesting. So Ashton Kutcher, is that the guy that you're kind of chasing right now?
He's the guy. Yeah, I think he's fucking awesome. Yeah, I think he's crazy.
So you just got to get your Mila Kunis.
Oh,
right?
fuck.
What's it like? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Usually in front of a mirror is where I would see myself. Nah.
He's got
April
that
Fools.
one.
Yeah, no. I think, look, one of my craziest goals is I want to be in a Marvel movie, even if it's like a side person or someone at the back.
I could totally see that.
I would love to be in a Marvel movie and the June movie series. I think like my goal would just be to be moving in that direction, but also creating companies with purpose and things that like benefit people. Because there's a lot of like these fucking companies that just take the piss and people just try and like get money out of their audience. I want to like make a product or have something with purpose, like just continue. That's why I found my success is when I move with purpose. And that's kind of my goal, is to create stuff with purpose. And I think 5 years time.
I didn't expect you to be so like analytical and sentimental.
Oh, dude, this dude could teach a philosophy
Like,
class
indeed.
right now.
Like I did not
I'm for
expect
real.
that at all.
We're like the same age, and I'm feeling like you're teaching me
I'm
all
like,
about
Jacob, you
life,
gotta be deeper.
man.
Niall,
I
you gotta
know.
step it up.
Yeah, I think because of being on the show, right, and being in quarantine when the show aired, I had nothing to do but reflect and like think about myself. Like you're put on the show where the whole world only gets to see 10% of your personality. And that in that period, I had so much growing up to do because I was acting like this. I was trying to sleep with whoever. It was such an interesting time in my life that it made me look in so far that I'm like, okay, like dude, I'm doing shit that I shouldn't be doing and I need to act in a better way. And like, I have a position now where I leave an impact and people like want to listen, or people will do stuff that because of what I say. So it's like, have to be a little bit more, purpose driven.
Yeah, so maybe a less deep question. We know you're not dating Khloe Kardashian.
I
Harry!
Damn, man, I wish. Dude.
Has she reached out to you directly since you were like, I might be dating? Like, you're like sweating.
Yeah, fuck Khloe, please. No, she commented on that thing so quick. I was like, oh, fuck Khloe, like, just give me another day. Like,
I mean, if she was like,
I think I'd be fun for her. Like, I'm a fun guy.
Do you have a list of celebs that you like, are like, these are my top girls that I need to be with at some point?
I was actually thinking about this on the way over here. Like, there's a few that I'm like, I feel like it would just be so much fun. And Hailey Steinfeld shut me down very quick. Like, she shut me down so quick. I DM'd her.
But shoot or shoot.
I did. I had to.
But wait, the fact that she responded means you might still got a chance.
No, I hit
she
her up,
blocked you.
and she said no.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
And I even tried. I sent photos of my dog. I was like, but what about Bruce? And she's like, ha ha ha. And then Anita, I messaged her as well.
Love Anita though. I feel that.
Out of control. Her Madeline Klein would be on top of it, and Sweetie would be out of.
That's an elite list.
That is an elite
Sweetie
list.
is next level. I feel that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to laugh.
No, immediately, dogs.
Harry, pitch yourself to Khloe right now if she's watching this.
I can't even. I don't even know, man. I don't know what I would say to. No, I'm just a bunch of fun. I'll treat you right, and that's all I got.
Wait, I had another question. So this is a serious question because I feel like you're now like transitioning into this like acting shit and all that. Do you feel like now you have to like polish your look up, super clean, no tattoos, no piercings? Like,
well, I have been getting rid of these. I did get rid of my piercing as well. No, I don't. Look, you looked at me with a straight face. I was like, no. But no, I think I'll always be myself, and I think I got to where I'm at by just being myself and just making people laugh. So I think that, maybe I should post like a little bit less like raunchy shit on Instagram or like whatnot. But apart from that, like I'm still always going to be myself and be super transparent.
So you're getting that tattoo removed. What other tattoos do you have?
I got that with my ex. That's getting removed. That one with another girl, which is fully removed. Another one with a bunch of girls on this side.
Oh, that's why you wear to watch the.
Yeah, I got Todd in my lip.
And Jacob's
wait, what?
next,
Can we see that? Show the camera. That's your camera right there.
Yeah, can you see it?
Oh, that's kind of sick though. I like that.
No, you don't.
I would never get. I'm just scared of needles, but I like that though.
I was really drunk, and the guy was just like, "Oh, it's gonna fade in 3 months." So I was like, "Okay, sweet." Like Todd was my best friend from high school, and it's.
I was gonna say, how long has it been?
Todd's been there.
Yeah. And then on my bum, I have it says it's in Arabic and it says "Elephants never forget not." Was also really drunk. Todd.
I have the same tattoo.
Show the camera. I'm joking. I'll show the camera.
Yeah, those are my worst ones, and then I have another one on my ankle. But yeah.
Harry Jowsey, everybody. Woo! Woo!
So
Clap
fun.
people in the room. Thank you.
That was so fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for listening and watching the TMZ Verified podcast. Make sure to keep it with us next week. We have so much more to talk about. And in the meantime, subscribe for future episodes. See you guys soon.